Now you guys look crooked. Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. In today's live stream, I'm going to be talking about the water-activated liners that I have been showing on my channel for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. And I'm going to be going over all the information about them, as well as everything that you need to know, be it ingredients, ingredient breakdowns, what the ingredients are, what they do in the formula, as well as how I made the liners, who made the liners, where they were made, and there's going to be a giveaway in this video as well. I have 12 different colors in stock. I have the ability to have a lot more than that made, but as of right now, due to finances, I was only able to do a small stock, and my friend Kaylee actually was the first person to buy them. So I'm waiting on mail. I've been waiting on mail all day. I have a package to go out. I'm waiting on something to come in the mail because I ordered specialty boxes for the liners as well as liner brushes. But those were supposed to be here today. Well, one was supposed to be here yesterday. One was supposed to be here today. And the mail still hasn't come. And it's like 2 o'clock. And mail usually gets here between 10:30 and 12:30. So needless to say, I'm waiting on that. But I figured I would go ahead and go over, it was like I kept hearing myself, it's on my iPad. I would go over all of the colors. I would do swatches for the colors. I will show you the packaging and some of the other color options that I do have. I'm testing out some UV white stuff right now, and it's not the best formula, so I'm going to have them reformulate that one. It's not quite to where I want it to be. To start off a little bit, I started cosmetology school in 1997, and I got roped into being a Mary Kay rep, and come to find out I was allergic to a lot of the stuff that Mary Kay sold, and I was having problems finding makeup that I could use. And so I went to an allergist. They did like the scratch and sniff test on my back when I was like 16. But this was a couple of years later, and so they decided to do blood work this time, which I didn't know they could do blood work for allergy testing, which was nice because the scratch and sniff test was awful. So found out I am allergic to formaldehyde, and a lot of the products that Mary Kay was selling had formalin in it or formaldehyde releasers, and I was having reactions to them. So I was talking to my teacher about the products that we used in the class to find out, okay, well, if I'm going to be working on clients here doing makeup, skincare, nails, everything, I need to know what is in the products that I'm using on clients. So we sat down and we looked at the private label company that we had that provided the things for the school for us to use. And she said, well, I have a chemist friend, and with your allergy test, we could sit down with them and discuss some things and find out what would work and what products you could use and those kinds of things. She owns a bath and body product store. She's been doing it for over 20 years now. And actually, let me see if I can pull it up on my iPad so I can show you her business, because she's still in business. So she had a cosmetic chemist that she worked with out of Orlando, and so she took me down there. We had several meetings, we did a lot of testing, we did swatches, we did all kinds of stuff, and come to find out that I was allergic to a lot of things. So working with her and the chemist, I was able to figure out what I was allergic to, what I could and couldn't use makeup wise, what I was having reactions to, that kind of thing. And he said, why don't you just make your own? So I got with a private label company that their main office is in New York. That's where their labs mainly are. They have offices in Miami, and they've got offices in like LA and stuff like that. So I went down to their Miami office and worked with people on packaging design and formulation and things like that, and worked with my chemist to formulate products. Now, the problem is with working with a lab is you have to have your formulas, and then you take your formula to a lab and they manufacture it for you. But there's all kinds of licensing and stuff that goes in. At first I was trying to make things at home. I bought a very expensive piece of equipment to help me press shadows and then do the, the hot stamping, the labeling and stuff on the actual packaging. And that got very pricey really quick. And then my machine, that was probably the most expensive piece of equipment that I owned at the time, more expensive than even my sewing machine, it broke. And so I decided to go with the private label company. I worked with them on my formulas, asked to make sure that they kept everything the way it was. Thankfully, I don't have a talc allergy, so and back 20 years ago, talc was not as negative as it is now because we know more about it. So I worked with this company to produce my products here in the United States. A lot of my products were made in New York. I did outsource things like my gel liners to Germany because I wanted the sustainable plastics that they use there. So I did use a secondary lab out of Germany that was subcontracted through the lab that I was working with, and then worked with them off and on for 20 odd years. I didn't get really big with my business. I sold to salons, I sold at craft fairs. I used to travel all over the state of Florida and do craft shows. I used to go and do hair and makeup for weddings and prom and all kinds of specialty events and stuff like that. Or I would sell products to the people, the makeup artists. I did photo shoots. I worked with photographers down in Orlando. I worked with local boutiques. So a lot of local places had my makeup in their retail locations. A lot of salons were buying my products almost at wholesale, and then they were using them in the salons on clients, and then they would buy products from me to resell at a little bit of a markup. So I've been doing makeup for a long time, a really long time. And here's my teacher's website. It's called Pampered Hearts. She used to live in Tavares, but they live in Crescent City now. I love Miss Wilson. I don't think I will ever be grateful enough for her. So let me get this binder out. These are all of my formulas for my main product line. These are what they call MSDS sheets. They're called material safety and data sheets. What those are is it talks about the ingredients in each of the products. It goes over the formula for each product, what there might be risk-wise, what there might be for irritation or risk factors or flammability. So let me just grab a sheet out really quick. And yes, this is literally all of my formulas from going back years ago. I'll just grab some sheets here that are in the front that are not sorted for whatever reason. I don't know why. So on a material safety and data sheet, it has, of course, your information on it. So I'm not going to be showing this really close, but it also has when the document was created. It also has revision dates on it, as well as the manufacturer or the lab. It also has the address of the lab and the licensing information, as well as my licensing information. And it talks about formula numbers. So that's all in section 1 of the material safety and data sheets. That's up here. Down here, it talks about the hazards. It talks about what could potentially be a problem, whether it's sun exposure, heat exposure, light exposure, things like that, because some products, some ingredients are actually photosensitive. So if you put a product, or you put an ingredient in a product and it's photosensitive, you have to put another ingredient in order to counteract the photosensitivity of that product. It's kind of like you take medicine for high cholesterol, but it gives you heartburn, and then you have to take another medication to combat the heartburn, but you need, the first medication to help with, blood pressure, cholesterol, heart conditions, things like that. And usually one medication seems to have an effect that tumbles on down the line. So you take one medication to fix a problem, but that medication gives you 3 or 4 side effects. So then you have to take these other medications to counteract the negative effects from that one medication. So think about that when you're talking about or looking at ingredients in a product, especially if you're not understanding formulations or ingredient breakdowns, things like that. Some ingredients do have sensitivity factors, or, like I said, flammability factors. You wouldn't expect an ingredient in your makeup to catch fire, but sometimes there are caustic ingredients in there, some that have to be a certain percentage or lower in order to not be caustic on the skin. Some you have to mix in a solvent solution so that it is solidified, so that it's evenly dispersed throughout the formula so that it doesn't cause burning or irritation on the skin. So there's a lot of things that go into formulating a product. So that's section 2 of the MSDS sheets. Section 3 is the actual ingredient breakdown, and I will show you what that kind of looks like for my formula for these products. Here you go. It has the breakdown of what that product is, the INCI number, the CAS number, the CI number, and the actual product weight. Exactly, Glass. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming. I am such a nerd when it comes to this stuff, and I don't talk about a lot of this stuff. A lot of people are like, makeup line, why are you selling makeup? Who made that? You don't make makeup. Let's see, if you go back to my beginning of my Instagram account for the OSP.FL, that's what this channel was actually for, was for makeup and jewelry. So yeah, all my original beginning videos were showing you what the gel eyeliners colors were, or how to get them off because some of them last for 2 days, or the 5-day wear test I did for a liquid liner that is waterproof, that you can go swimming in the ocean with and it stays on, or the indelible brow products that I have that are water insoluble, that you can literally put your brows on and 3 days later still be wearing them if you don't take it off properly. So I find it funny, people are like, oh, well, you don't know anything about cosmetics and you've never formulated, and how can you talk about this? I'm like, hang on, let me just flip through my notebook here. So when it comes to section 3, it talks about the ingredient, the INCI name, as well as the CAS number and the percentage range. Now, I have broken my ingredient list down by, and it's supposed to be done like this by law. The highest weight is at the top, the lowest weight is at the bottom. So when you look at an ingredient list, let me just grab my Sprite can here, which is from a couple of days ago. Ew. So it says carbonated water first, and then it says high fructose corn syrup, and then citric acid. Those are the main ingredients in this beverage. You're going to have carbonated water be about 75 to 80% of the actual formula, and then you're going to have the syrup that goes into it. If you've ever worked at a fast food restaurant, you know that you have the CO2 machines, and then you have of course it runs through a water line, but you also have these big boxes of syrup that you have to put a tube on. That is where the machine will take the two ingredients and they mix them together for you. Now, same thing goes for formulating cosmetics. You have to have the highest ingredient first. So on my products, I've got the calcium carbonate and then water. And I could have put H2O, I could have put H2O and aqua. I put it in English, okay? I put the ingredient list in as much English as possible so that it was understandable by the layman. Then you have section 4, which is like the first aid measures, where it talks about how if this gets somewhere where it's not supposed to be, or your skin's burning, or you have irritation, how do I get it off? So section 4 usually covers that of an MSDS sheet. Then you have section 5, which is firefighting measures. Again, I told you that, flammable, who knew? Then you have section 6, which is accidental release measures. Section 7, handling and storage, which I will get into all of that. Section 8, exposure controls and personal protection. Section 9, physical and chemical properties. Section 10, stability and reactivity. And it goes on and on. And some MSDS sheets won't have all of these pages and information, just for the simple fact that it depends on what the ingredients are in there. So this is just an idea and a breakdown of what product safety data sheets are. If you work in a place that sells like chemicals, or you work in a salon, or you work at a beauty supply store, you should have behind your counter within reachable access at all times an MSDS sheet for every chemical on the property. We in the salon had to have a MSDS sheet for the barbicides that we use, the ship shape that we use, the clipper cleaners that we use, everything that we used in the salon, even the perms, the hair color, everything. We had to have a product sheet for it because of the fact that it's a safety issue not to have it. We have to be able to go find it alphabetically, pull it, and then look at, okay, this person's having a reaction. How do I stop that? How do I negate that? So if you've ever worked somewhere that handles any type of chemicals, now restaurants and stuff probably wouldn't have anything like that. I don't remember ever seeing one of those in a restaurant. But if you work somewhere that handles any type of chemicals or chemicals at all, besides cleaning supplies, you should have material safety and data sheets for it. And Felicia from Nomad Cosmetics she always rips on me because she's like, why are you so fascinated by MSDS sheets? I was like, because there's so much information in there, and it's eye-opening when you read one. It really is. So, breakdown on products. I have 12 colors in stock, 12. I have sample colors that I got first to test out. I had them make some tweaks. I made sure that these formulas were talc free because I know some people have allergies to talc. I know that there is issues with farming for talc, especially if it comes from Asia or Africa or that region of the world where they use child labor. There's also problems with talc where you might potentially get some form of asbestos in your product, and I wanted to stay as far away from that as possible. So I went with something that's not only a stone that I use to make jewelry with, but it's also a really good substitute for talc. So I use calcium carbonate as the main ingredient for this, and there is titanium dioxide in this product, but it's like the last ingredient. It's used as a colorant, more or less. So I have shown swatches of most of these colors on Instagram and YouTube, but I want to show you, this is the, I guess I can zoom you guys in. Well, prop you up a little bit more. Make sure I'm in the frame. There you go. All right. So this is the silver. It's like a really sheer white with a silver reflect to it. I do have mine without the lid on. I also have gold, yellow, well, okay, let me back up, rewind. For the common colors, which are like normal, everyday, not metallic, not UV reactant, not pastel, the normal colors that I have are red, which is this one here. I have black, I have white, and I have purple, which looks black until you swatch it. It's really dark. And of course you can mix and match all of these shades. Then for the metallics, I have three. I have the silver, the gold, and then the metallic gray. For the UV ones, which are black light reactive, some of the pastels can be as well. This is yellow or bright yellow, and then we have red orange, which is like really neon, and you don't even need a black light for this sucker to glow. Then we get into the pastels. I have three. I have pink, lime green, and purple. Actually, it's lavender, but yeah. Now, with the company that I used to package these, they kind of screwed up. On this one didn't even say pink on it. What the hell? On the back, it was supposed to be an opaque white label on the one side. Red, the red, orange, neon, and the lime green. I thought you wanted purple. Okay, I got yours full. I thought you wanted purple. Wait till I swatch the purple. You might change your mind. They were supposed to do a label on here. These have a 48-month shelf life due to the preservatives I have in here. And I am using parabens in here, but it's like the bottom of the ingredients. And it was supposed to have the color name on it. And then when you flip up the little tab, it was supposed to have all the ingredients inside. Alas, they did not do that. So what I had to do was make these little cards that are going to come with every order. Every package that goes out is going to have this, and it has, this is not perfectly cut to size, but it has the ingredients on one side and then what it is on the other. What I'm also doing with orders, just so people know what it is on the back of their invoice, I'm going to be printing this out. What this has is what the product is, how to use it, as well as the ingredients at the bottom, and any type of disclaimers that they need to know. So this will go with every package that goes out. So that way, not only do people know how to use it, but they know what's in it, all of those fun facts. Now with the neon orange, the orange-red shade and the red shade, they do have a tendency to stain, but it doesn't, well, I'm still wearing the red swatch from last night. So, some of these are a little bit harder to get off than others, and some of them do leave color behind. I got beads everywhere. I have the ability to get 47 different shades. Now you can mix and match colors. Some of these colors you can mix and get some really strange color combinations. Trust me, I've done it. As far as mixing colors, you can mix them on the lid, you can mix them in the lid, or you can use a palette. You can use, well, I've got an example here that I pulled. You can grab your damn Tupperware, whatever, as long as it's clean and washed. I don't know why my iPad's not on. I'm having a hard time reading those comments from way back here. I'm like 4 feet away from the camera. Hang on, glass. This is why I bring my iPad out here, so I can see the comments, but For whatever reason, it turned itself. Oh, I know why. I turned it off. Because I pulled up my teacher's website and then I turned it off. Yeah, all my live streams stay up. So, yes. And I will send you pictures via Instagram of the swatches of the purple. And my brother's up. He just went in the kitchen. Okay, so I want to make sure I covered all of the main points. Yeah. I just got a message on Instagram. But they were supposed to, is what I want to type and say, but I'm doing a live stream. Huh. Okay. Well, I was reading the message, it just popped up on the screen. Alright, so I will start doing swatches while I get into the boring ingredients stuff. I have a bunch of different brushes here. You can use whatever liner brush that you prefer. I've been using this one, so. And I've got various things of water here. So since Glass has to go, but I want to try and get the purple swatch for him, I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, them. This is the purple. And it really does look black until you look at it up close. So there's one. I'll do the lavender shade next to it. So that I'll try and keep the colors together so that all the colors are like light colors will be. Well, that wasn't a very straight line, and I'm going to try and do one pass each. I'm going to do the white next. I'm going to get the other one swatched on my hand, and then I'll come close again. Now, if you're to use these on clients, I would recommend putting it on a palette. And you put X amount of product on the palette, and then you can mix on the palette. That way you're not cross-contaminating. And then if you need more product, just dip another brush into it. So here we have purple, lavender, which is a pastel, white, and then silver, which is a metallic. So there's 4. Now I'm going to go into gold. And because these are mine to use, I'm just going right in. Now, if you worry about using these on clients, do this and then transfer it to something else and then kind of swirl your brush on it to try and take product off, and then dip back in to get more product, and then put it more back on the palette, and then use a completely different brush to, you know, dip in for your client. And right now I'm not wearing, I have lip gloss on and that's it. My eyes have been itching so bad. I haven't been able to wear makeup hardly at all lately because I've got red, itchy, dry spots on either side of my eyes from my eyes watering. I took an allergy pill the other day and it completely kicked my butt, so. If you find that the formula is a little bit too dry, just pick up a little bit of water on the brush with the product on it and then just kind of swirl it back in. This is the metallic gray. black underneath that, and then I will show you guys. And then we have 5 more to go. These are currently available for sale on my website. I had them listed as pre-order, but I didn't get any pre-orders. They're $5 each. These are 3-gram jars. And if mail ever gets here, I have a liner brush that I ordered. I was gonna do like felt tip and brush tip liner brushes to go with these to like give with every order, but the mail still hasn't come, so please excuse my black swatch. All right, so we started off with silver, or stopped off with silver. There's the gold, the gray, and the black. And if you look, the black and the purple are both pretty dark. And the purple mixed with white does not make a lavender. So go figure on that. Now we're gonna do pastel pink, then the lime green, then the brighter colors. So I went over why I decided to use calcium carbonate instead of talc. Running out of room. I need a wider hand. And the reason why I'm doing one swatch is so that you guys can see the opacity of it with one swipe. You can build these up. But besides the concern with talc, calcium carbonate is actually made from the stone calcite. It's a gemstone that I'm used to working with. I know where they can farm it. I know how abundant it is. I know that it doesn't really cause issues with people being able to use it. So that's why I went with it. It is more of a absorbent type product where this is the base where everything mixes into it more or less. I'm gonna have to put you sideways. Going over tendons in my hand, not so good. There's that neon yellow. And it says yellow on the bottom instead of neon yellow. I was a little disappointed in that as well. Now I'm going into the red orange, which is also a neon, and it doesn't say neon on it, so I'm gonna make sure that when these go out in the mail that people know what's neon and what's not. Let's get this back to my hand. The next is Acacia Senegal gum, or gum arabica, as most people know. It's what is used in chewing gum. It's used as like a thickening agent. That's why it is the second ingredient. The third ingredient in here is glycerin. It's actually used as a way to keep things fluid in the formula. It also adds a small bit of moisturization to the skin, but I would not use this product for moisture. Then you have propanadol, which is actually a pH adjuster on it to make sure everything is level. Polysorbate 20, which is actually a preservative. I've used polysorbate 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 in formulas before. I also use propylene glycol, which is in the glycerin family. Then we have titanium dioxide, which is the main like colorant ingredient, and titanium dioxide is that, and the colorants is like 38% of the ingredients, but it is used as a white base for colors to stick to. And then you get into the actual colorant ingredients, but I just realized there's a typo on this page. A lot of companies that are doing these cake liners or water activated liners, they have talc in the products. I wanted to make sure that this formula was 100% talc free. And then here's all the swatches. So you have the neon yellow, the neon orange red or red orange, and the neon red, or the standard common color red. You have pastel pink and pastel green. So here are all 10 or 12 colors swatched out. These are all live on my website now. You can order them, and then my friend Angel, I gave her a code to give people discounts, so you can use her code to save money, or you can use code 10 off to save 10% off your order. There is no restrictions on that, and any orders over $25, I am sending a free gift. Just tell me what kind of jewelry you prefer. But yeah, these are live on my website. They are available for sale now, and I'm going to do some mixing. So I have a clean palette here. As I said before, you can mix the white and the purple, but you won't get, just transfer color in somehow. If you transfer color, like I just did, and it's not going to pick it up. If you transfer color, just get your brush wet and either scoop it out or mix it around, and it'll end up working out. I had some red left on that brush. I didn't clean it quite as well as I liked. Okay, so when you're working with clients, you would do the same thing. You just kind of take product off onto a palette. You can also do this with mixing basically any flat surface. Anything that you can mix on and rinse off. So going into the purple. I put the brush down and then I kind of swirl it on the palette to deposit color onto the actual palette. And then I pick up a little extra on the brush. So now comes the mix. All right, we're back. Internet was timing out. All right, so I was working with the white, and you're just gonna mix and just pull color in as you need it. And you can make this as light or dark as you want. Let me zoom this way in so you can see what I'm doing. I left this color over here for a reason. I'm trying to make this a little bit more pastel. Now, once you've got the colors and stuff mixed to your liking, if this dries out, get a drop of water and add it to your brush and just reconstitute it. So now that we have two versions of purple, I'm going to do the lighter purple that I just mixed here. I'm going to clean my brush off, which also gets it re-wet. Dab it off on my cloth, and then I'm going to grab the purple over here that we made. Which is a little bit darker. Because I wanted to show how you can mix these to get varying shades, and how much light or dark that you add in depends on how dark or light the swatch is going to be. So here's the purple, here's the pastel purple, or actually it's lavender. This is mixing this purple with the white, and I get this shade, and then mixing it with a little bit more white, I get a little bit lighter of a color. You can also do this with metallics. So leaving that purple swatch on there, I get my brush wet. I'm going to grab the metallic gray. that to the palette. Now, with this brush loaded, make sure I get some, I'm going to grab a drop of water and put it on the purple, and then I'm going to mix it down to the gray. Now, if you lose some of the purple aspect to it because, you know, it's gray, you're going to lose some of it. You can go back into the other purple and pick up more purple. So let me show you how to do that. Take a separate brush. Get your brush wet. Get your purple. This is also how you would add color if you're working on a client. Get a fresh little swatch of purple going on. Go back with your original brush and go to town mixing. Again, if you're running low on moisture, just grab a little bit of water on your brush. Let me. My hands are so dry. Hello? There is the purple with the silvery gray mixed in. So it took it from this and this to make this shade. It rolled off. So I'm doing this so that you guys can see just how these work, how they mix, how well they play together, how you can mix them, what to do if you run out of product or if you need to pick up more product, that kind of thing. Because I know Kaylee asked about working on clients. I would not recommend dipping in and then putting it directly on a client. Don't do that. Because you can't, I mean, you can spray these up with alcohol, but I wouldn't recommend it. Leave this as like you're clean and then work off of a palette, work off the lid, work off the back of your hand, which is going to take some of the moisture away, so work on something that's, you know, rinsable. That way you're not cross-contaminating. Don't use the same brush on a client that you are dipping into the pot, because then you've contaminated potentially the entire thing, even though, you know, only the surface of it is wet, and water has a tendency to take germs and run. So I would not recommend dipping in and then putting it directly on a client. Now, if you are buying these for your own personal use, go ahead and use them however you like. I have mixed these with other things. I have put shadow down and put these over it. The water has a tendency to react with the eyeshadow, so be careful with that. If you have eyeshadow that's very like powdery, it does have a tendency to rinse off some of the shadow because the brush itself is wet. So you could also try using these over concealer base. You can use these over glitter glue, but again, sticky wet versus wet wet. You just have to know what you're working with. You can also, weird enough as it is, don't have water, use lotion. Use your hand lotion, mix this with lotion. Granted, I wouldn't want to put lotion in my liner, but I mean, if you're in a pinch and that's all you've got, you could get lotion on your brush, which gets it hydrated, dip it in here, and then you have a lotion liner. I've done that. I tried it just to make sure that it would work. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like with my eyeshadow palettes. When I use an eyeshadow and I use it wet, I stick to one area that I use wet so that I don't get hard pan in the rest of it. Okay, so Went over formula, price, website is always listed in the description box. It is the shop-osp.com, and then I made an actual page just specifically for the liners. So at the top it says like store and contact. The next one over should say liners. Just click that, and it has all 4 options. They're all broken down into category for like the main colors, the metallic colors, the neon colors, and the pastel colors. If you guys want, I can add other colors to the ordering ability, but I have a minimum quantity that I have to order, and I right now need to work on a few other things first. Like the neon white, it's bad. I'm gonna have to send that back and tell them what tweaks I want. Somebody asked where these are made. These are actually made in China. The lab that I'm working with, I have all their certifications and everything. They've been in business for 20 years. They've been making cosmetics for that long. I also have glitters that I'm testing out as well that they sent me. So I have regular glitters and like cosmetic glitters, and then I'm looking at biodegradable glitters as well. Don't quite know how I feel about those just yet. I know some people don't like glitter because it's, you know, plastic. I'm also looking at doing reusable swatch sheets. So these are a good thing I have a little bit of fingernail. So these are little itty bitty like stencils, reusable stencils that you can use. I'm working with them on some designs. I have a couple here to test out, and these are made with vinyl. So no latex allergy, people. I'm allergic to latex, so no latex. No latex in the adhesive, no latex in the material, period. So that's a good thing. I do have other colors. So these are the other colors that I am testing out. Some of these are colors that I had before, like the pastel yellow. I do have a metallic purple. Actually, that's something I could do. Since I made a metallic purple, let's swatch the metallic purple next to it to show the difference in color. It is a little watery. If you have too much water in your product or on your brush, just kind of air paint for a minute. That way your brush bristles dry out a little bit and you get a better swatch. It's still too wet. Or you could just continue mixing on the product and load the brush with more product. This swatch is bad. That's better. I did one single swipe that time and it worked. Sound like there was something on the roof. All right. So this is the metallic purple. There's the first bad swatch, and then here's the single swatch to compare it to the color that I made. But I have, oh, and I have a color specifically for my friend Carol. It's Blurple. I have a Blurple color. She's going to be happy about that. It's like the favorite color for her hair. I'll swatch this one too because this one's really neat. It's blue with a shift of purple. And then I'll come closer in a second. And I have a new rose shade I'm testing out as well that's really pretty, but it also stings. Oh, vegan and cruelty-free. No animal byproducts in here at all. No animal products of any kind in here at all. So there's the Blurple shade, and that's what I'm calling it, Blurple. And then that rose shade. All right. What else did people ask? Oh, the giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway in this video as well. So, because I have so many of these, I have a set number on the website. I have a set number pulled to send to people for like reviews and things like that. I have given some people choices as to what they wanted to pick, which is why Glass said, that's why he said they said the red, yellow, or the red, orange, and the lime green. Before it was the red, orange, and the purple, but that's okay. My other friend that is testing these out for me, she picked another 2 sets of colors. So what I'm doing is I have a set number that I had that I pulled from inventory so that I could give away a couple of these, and the requirements for the giveaway. I don't have a favorite. I watch too many. The requirement is you have to be subscribed to this channel. I will check, and you need to make sure that your subscriptions are turned to public so I can see that you are subscribed to me. You have to follow not one, but both of my business Instagram accounts. So the OSP.FL as well as the OSP_cosmetics page. Then you have to go to the last 2 posts on each of the Instagram profiles and comment a green emoji. So that's 4 posts you have to comment on a green emoji, be following both pages, as well as subscribe to this channel. You don't have to comment on this video. I mean, if you like it, that would be awesome. That helps out with engagement. Do I like Shane Dawson? I didn't know who Shane Dawson was until like a year ago. So hopefully that answers your question. I'd never watched anything from Shane until he did that thing with Jeffree Star. So giveaway will be open international. You will get to pick your color. So yeah, you will get exactly what I would send out if somebody was to purchase this from me. You would get, you know, of course, the liner. You get the little info sheet. You'll get the other, where is it? Info sheet, so that you know how to use it and how long, you know, it lasts. All the lovely fun information about it, as well as a liner brush. And I will throw in something extra in the package, something that's a surprise that maybe would be useful, not makeup related. So that's all you have to do to enter the giveaway. What do we have, 15th right now? 14th, 12th, 11th? Oh, it's 11th, okay. I will let this run until September 1st. So this will run until September 1st. I need a way to contact you, be it Instagram, Twitter, something like that. Don't post your address in the description or the comment section. Don't post your email address in the comments as well. Just post a way via social media to get a hold of you. Or if you're uncomfortable like doing something like that, because you have to comment on both pages on 4 posts, you can send me a message on Instagram on either the OSP.FL or the OSP_cosmetics page. Either one of those pages, you can send me a message and say, hey, I'm entering the giveaway. Here's how you can contact me, and do it that way. That way your personal information isn't getting out there, and do not post your address or anybody else's address publicly, especially in a YouTube comment. If you post somebody else's information, it's considered doxing, and it's highly illegal and against YouTube's terms of service, so don't do it. That should be it. Wrapping everything up, where it was made, how it was made, ingredients, how to use them. I mean, I could do a demo on my eyes, but I've got on my channel, there's a whole playlist called liners. You know, the water activated liners, you can go there. There's a whole bunch of videos already in it. In the past like several weeks, I have been using these when I've been doing makeup looks, and I show application while I'm using it. Usually you'll see like one of these, and then I kind of swirl it and then put it on. So you know that I'm using these liners in my makeup looks. You can use these all over your face. You can use these on your body. You can use them over tattoos. Seeing so my tattoos are covered when I have clothes on, we're not going to be doing that. I might do one on my leg. But yeah, you can do quite a bit with these. And once you put them on, if you like tap, oh, that was something I wanted to show. That's why I brought this out. Okay, so glitter glue. Once these liners are down, right, I'm just gonna kind of put a big swath of this on my hand. And of course, right over my knuckles. Okay, so I've got quite a few of these shades covered. Let me D my finger. Oh, I got brushes right here. We're just gonna use a paintbrush. These are also 3-gram jars for the glitters as well. Dad, take his little hat off. It's gonna rain. It's snowing outside. I'm surprised the dog ain't out here yet. And these have little, they have a little hat so that when you open them, the glitter doesn't go, ah! You end up with glitter everywhere. Nothing like opening one of these and going, that's when you go, oh shit. And you can see that the liners are still intact with the glitter glue on. Let me turn this light off. And there's all the liners. And pretty glitter. And it's got little stars and moons and a little moon over here. Say sparkly. Shiny, shiny. So that's it. I think that was everything I wanted to cover. Use whatever brushes you like. If you like the flat brushes, use those. If you like the paintbrush looking ones, you can use those. If you like the bent ones, like this Wet n Wild one, use those. Use whatever brush that you feel is comfortable that you can use on your own eye shape. I mean, hell, if you need to, I mean, just saying. You can use these to do like body paints and stuff. You can feel them on the skin, like you can feel that there's texture there on the skin. They don't like, and these are on my dry, super dry hands. These don't like crack or get weird. You can build these up. You can put one color down and then wait for it to dry and then just use a less wet brush and go over it again. And I gotta sneeze. Every way. So yeah, that should be everything. These are water activated liners. Some people call them cake liners. They are from my brand, OSP Cosmetics. If you really want to know what the name is, it's Oberstadt Simple Pleasures Cosmetics. That's what the OSP stands for. It's my name, simple pleasures, and then cosmetics. I've been working with makeup since 1997. I talked about all that in the beginning of the video. Any questions, any comments, anything that I left out that you have questions for, ask them in the comment section down below. I will be more than happy to go over those. If you want a more dedicated video on something in that's specific, please let me know. The liners are up on my website now for sale. They're $5 each. You can use the code 10OFF, or if you are friends with Angel like I am, you can use her code on my website. She has her own tracking link and everything. And I'm going to be sending, since I just got these in yesterday, I'm going to be sending these to influencers that range in age and gender identity, sexuality, whichever, you would like. Everybody is included. I have some people that are over 40 that I'm going to be sending these to, as well as, people younger than that, and some various skin tones. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I want everybody included on this, and like I said, giveaway ends September 1st. All the rules are in the description box, as well as I've already discussed them on the video. Swatches of all of the colors that I currently have in, and if you want dedicated swatch videos for some of the other shades that I can get, or if you want me to add the other shades that I can have made to the website as pre-orders, let me know. I would have to have probably 20 or 30 pre-orders before I could even feasibly see financially for me to place another order right this minute. And it should take me about 2 to 3 weeks to get it total. That's with manufacturing and shipping and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have them reformulate the UV white because it's not that great. It's not as opaque as I want. It's a really pretty shade. It is UV reactant, but the opacity just isn't there for me. So I'm gonna have them make some tweaks to that, and then I will get another sample and see if that one works out, and if not, then I'll be down a shade, because I am not going to sell a liner that, hi baby, was okay. Is it bumbling outside? The dog just came out. But I'm not going to sell a product that doesn't meet my expectations, so there's that. If you have any questions, comments, problems, anything, you can hit me up on the website at shop-osp.com. Email is rebecca@shop-osp.com, or leave me a comment or hit me up on Instagram on either of the 2 accounts. And I will see you guys later. I don't know if I will post a video tomorrow or not. Trying something different. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and spread love and not hate. Bye.